morning and welcome to Joburgtv News. I'm Gail Fasaki with your top stories. Classes set to resume at UNISA following protest. EFF says Phil Masinga's life should be used to develop townships football. And President Cyril Ramaphosa says ANC to focus on job creation. The University of South Africa says classes will resume on all its campuses today for the first time after a long week strike. Registration at the university was disrupted last week due to protests at campuses across the country. The SRC was unhappy about a number of things, including admission requirements and study material. UNISA's Martin Ramtashela says that management reached an agreement with student leaders at the weekend meeting most of the demands. The EFF says the late Phil Masinga's life should be used to develop soccer in townships. Masinga passed away in a Johannesburg hospital yesterday after a long illness. He's fondly remembered for scoring the goal that sent South Africa to the 1998 World Cup, the country's first appearance at the football showpiece. Masinga played for Joburg and Mamelodi Sundowns before heading overseas to Leeds United in the UK. The ANC has promised to create over 270,000 jobs a year if it's elected back into power this year. The party launched its election manifesto this past weekend at the Moses Mabhida Stadium in KwaZulu-Natal. The ANC says that economic growth and job creation is at the center of its election manifesto. The party has made a range of promises, including creating a fund to support small businesses, reduce the price of data, and implementing the second phase of free education. And here's Ayanda Vezi with your sports bulletin.
Thank you, Gail. Let's get into it. Tributes continue to pour in for Philmon Chipa Masinga, who passed on yesterday morning at Parktown Hospital in Johannesburg. The 49-year-old lost a long battle against cancer. Premier Soccer League will observe a moment of silence for the late Bafana Bafana player before every match this week. He played 58 times for South African team, scoring 18 goals in the national colours, and was part of the famous squad that claimed the Bafana Bafana's first and only Africa Cup of Nations crown in 1996. Masinga played in England, Switzerland and Italy, while at home he played for Mamelodi Sundowns and Joburg. Meanwhile, funeral details are yet to be revealed by the Masinga family. Kevin Anderson safely into Australian second round opening campaign with a score of 6-3, 5-7, 6-2, 6-1 win on Monday over Adrian Manarino. The South African runner-up to Djokovic at Wimbledon last year had failed to reach the second round since 2015. But made no mistake this time around. In form, Anderson warmed up for the Australian Open by winning his 6th APT title earlier this month. And lastly, in the English Premier League, Manchester United beat Tottenham Hotspurs by a goal to nil. The Red Devils' goal came from a brilliant through pass by French Paul Pogba and finding Marcus Rashford. Spurs' hopes for the Premiership might be crushed. They needed 3 points to go second place. While second place Manchester City will look to close the gap between themselves and the top of the log Liverpool when they face Wolves tonight at 9 p.m. That's your sports news for now. Catch your next bulletin with Tato Mjali. From the sports team and myself, it's back to you, Gail.
Now to Kukleka Magubeni with your traffic and weather updates.
To you viewers at home, when we look at traffic this morning in Johannesburg, there's a slow moving traffic on the link to M1 North at Crown Interchange due to roadworks in central Johannesburg. You should expect delays there. In Southgate, there's also a police checkpoint. Car drivers should expect delays on the ramp to N12 West. And to weather updates this morning, we are experiencing a warm weather condition with a minimum of 16 and a maximum of 29 degrees Celsius. And we check tomorrow's weather also in the morning. We'll be having a minimum of 16 and a maximum of 30 degrees Celsius. And that is it from our side. Back to you, Gail.
Thank you, Kukleka. And that's it for the morning. Catch your next bulletin at midday.